Hi there! Hope you guys are well. This is Tim, and I'm coming back at you with a fresh new video. And this is week 15! That's like 5 and 1. And on top of it, I just checked the channel. We're at 10 I did it again. We're at 10 subscribers. Like, holy freaking cow. Like, that's like 3 to 4 months something. And then like 10 subscribers. Like, and half of you showed up in like the past month alone. Like the past 4 weeks. Like that is so cool. Like, welcome. And I'm just so happy that so many of you seem to like what I'm doing, or at least like some of you just click the video and be like, oh, I got like 2 minutes to speed through a video. Like, hey, whatever. If you guys like what you're seeing, that makes me so happy. So welcome to everyone new, and then I'm just so happy that you guys seem to be really enjoying the content. Thank you guys. I'll keep going with it. So what are we going to be talking about for week 15? So a couple weeks back, I did a review on the movie Dunkirk, and I thought it was a good movie, and I don't know if I'll be doing movie reviews that much. I guess it's not really my thing, but I feel like bringing it back every so often can be, it's just something different. So, yesterday, my brohan, my brother, and I saw Blade Runner. And now, so the first thing I have to say is that I have never ever seen the first Blade Runner movie. My brother has multiple times. He loves it. But I've never seen a Blade Runner movie. As much as I love Ridley Scott's work in general, like the Alien franchise, The Martian, the one movie where I think it's called like a Life in a Day, where it's like literally all these videos across the world. Like, I love Ridley Scott's work, but I've never seen the first Blade Runner. And some of you know where this is going. I was absolutely utterly confused. This really in a way isn't much of a review, as it's more of like a confession of confusion. What I will say though, is that for what I could gather from it, for what I could watch, I enjoyed it. I loved the visuals, where at times it's like super contrast with like neon and darks and just the different color schemes, and then like the monotone color screens, like the dark grays of the city, and like the oranges. I loved just the sound effects, the hand cannon, the music, and just I really, I thought Alien Covenant was a Ridley Scott fever dream. A lot of Ridley Scott's works are considered fever dreams, where you're just you go off, your mind goes off into space. This is this is probably the most Ridley Scott fever dream I've ever felt. It was and a little funny movie story was, we got in there. First off, we were so freaking excited. Ironically, now that I think back to it, I was excited because I wanted to go to the arcade, and they had a little arcade machine with like aliens, and they had the pulse rifle blasters. So before we went in, now I'm realizing it. It's a Ridley Scott day. I put in like $1, and I'm like shooting aliens, and it's great. Then we see Blade Runner. We're the only ones in the theater until like just before the movie started up, and then like maybe half a dozen people came in. The screen was green, so I had to like run out and get one of the concession people, be like, "Hey, the screen's green. Like, we can't watch the movie like this." Um, but yeah, for what I could get out of it, I really liked the movie. I also liked a lot of the themes. I won't really go into it much because I don't want to spoil the movie for those who really want to see it, but I really liked a lot of the themes where just like one is like kind of like, what's the idea of like slavery, and like the other one's like, you know ambiguity of like, there's robots and there's like love and having feelings, and like, is there like a moral level of like what's right and what's wrong, and like, does it matter at the end, because do you care about the memories of that person and what you went through, whether or not they are real, and are they actually real, and can like again, like, that's what I could get out of it. Like, what I could get out of it, I loved. I loved having those questions stir in my head. I love the visuals. I freaking love the sound design and the music choice in it. Um, but everything else, I did not. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. I have like this ball of everything else, and I don't understand it. I don't know what it is. Maybe if I watched the first Blade Runner movie, maybe this would make sense. But it really seemed like a movie where um, if you don't feel like you're receiving a plot, if you don't really receive like you're receiving your action to action scene, or your action to character moment to action to character moment. This really kind of seems like a psychological trip. I also I don't think I've ever said it on the channel before, but I have a minor case of Tourette's syndrome. I don't swear, spout vulgarity in public. It's mostly like ticks and twitches, and like my nose gets wrinkly, or like my face gets asymmetrical, like so. Seeing that movie, especially when I was like really freaking confused or didn't know what's going on, my Tourette's is like firing off. I'm like, someone help me. So like for what I couldn't understand, I got confused and I didn't know what to think, and my Tourette's is firing off, and just it just hurt. It just really hurt. Now one thing I will recommend, and this, I guess this is a fault not really from the movie, but how to watch the movie. For what I watch, I don't recommend the 3D. I do not recommend the 3D only because there were certain shots where the rotoscoping and just how the shot was set up, there's parts where like you see like a thin cable or wire, which can be tough to rotoscope or key out, but there's points where like it was very choppy, so trying to like observe the different layers, and especially when there's like very thin, like thin wires or very thin objects, it was really tough to kind of like process that. There are other parts where like the front layer is really crisp, like Ryan Gosling's beautiful face, if I could speak correctly, is like really crisp and clear, and then everything behind is just a blur. And like I constantly was looking back and forth and like getting hurt. And then at other points, the movie is practically pitch black, so there's nothing really to like see or like feel. Like really, when there's something like neon lightings, like the back of a car or an advertisement, the 3D can pop out, but it got to the point where the 3D detracted from the movie, and I was literally feeling pain watching it. I don't know if my Tourette's had any factor into it, but um it was really painful to watch it, and then other points you couldn't really detect anything like layer wise 3D. So that's like the only thing I can really come out that I was against watching the movie. Other than that, I either loved it or I didn't know what to think of it. If you're expecting your standard Hollywood, like, okay, like, character is on a farm, and then wise old wizard shows up, says, "You are greatness," and then goes off with San Holo on his Philenia Malcolm into the. I know, I'm sorry, Star Wars fans, but if you're expecting like kind of to be led through the film, you're gonna be very disappointed. This is an experience to watch, and it's very fun, and what you can get out of it, and the questions that can be stirred in your head, they they really stir the pot. Overall, I completely recommend seeing it, but if you don't like it, I would understand why someone wouldn't want to see it. But I think it's great. If you've seen the original Blade Runner, from the people I've heard who have seen the original Blade Runner, this is just as good, if not better, to see. So if you have seen Blade Runner or are a fan of it, go see Blade Runner 2049. Well, that'll be my video, so thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and if you haven't and you think this is cool, or you might want to see more or demand for better content, click that shiny red button, or give a thumbs up or a comment. Give a thumbs down. I don't know. Dude, dude, you do you. But again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!